Different religions have various ideas about the nature of the ultimate wisdom. That indestructible and undying force that is found inside every individual and is also known as the inner illumination or insight that one gains through spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, or contemplation. It is often associated with a deeper connection to the divine and a heightened awareness of one's true nature and purpose, helping individuals navigate through challenging situations and find meaning in their lives. It is said to bring clarity, peace, and a sense of purpose to those who seek it. In the following video we will talk about the nature of this ultimate wisdom and how it is understood by the Kabbalistic tradition with a special consideration of the mystical school of the Lurians. If you've never heard of them before, that's okay. In this video we'll explain in detail what this movement represents, and we hope that the ideas communicated here will also sparkle your very own inner light and open a way to a life full of personal and spiritual growth. Because as one proverb about wisdom is saying, "Who is wise? Only the one who learns from every person." The true wisdom involves as well as a recognition that knowledge can be gained from a variety of sources, even from a YouTube video. Jewish mysticism, also known as Kabbalah, is a spiritual and philosophical tradition that originated in Judaism. Kabbalah teaches that the universe is made up of different levels of reality, with each level being connected to the other through a complex system of divine emanations. Kabbalistic teachings focus on understanding the hidden aspects and the nature of God, as well as on achieving a deeper spiritual connection with God. Kabbalah also offers guidance on how to lead a moral and ethical life, and it emphasizes the importance of performing good deeds and acts of kindness. There are different schools of Kabbalah, and Kabbalistic teachings have had a significant influence on thought and practice throughout history. In recent years, Kabbalah has also gained popularity outside of Jewish circles, with many non-Jewish people studying and practicing its teachings. Lurianic mysticism is a school of Kabbalah that originated in 16th century and is named after its founder, Rabbi Isaac Luria. Lurianic mysticism introduced a number of new ideas to Kabbalistic thought, including the concept of Tzimtzum, which describes God's self-contraction to create space for the creation of the universe, and the idea of the shattering of the vessels, which explains the origin of evil in the world. Isaac Luria was a prominent Jewish mystic and Kabbalist who lived during the 16th century. He is considered to be one of the most important figures in the development of Kabbalah, and his teachings had a profound impact on Jewish thought and practice. Luria was born in Jerusalem and raised in Egypt. Later, he moved to a certain city in northern Israel that was a center of Jewish learning and mysticism at the time. There, Luria studied Kabbalah under Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, and he soon became recognized as a gifted and innovative scholar in his own right. Luria's teachings, which he transmitted orally to his students, introduced a number of new concepts to Kabbalistic thought, including the idea of Tzimtzum, the shattering of the vessels, and the concept of the Partsufim, or divine countenances. His teachings also emphasized the importance of moral and ethical behavior. Luria's influence extended beyond his own lifetime, and his teachings were recorded and disseminated by his disciples. Today, Lurianic Kabbalah remains a central strand of Kabbalah mystical tradition, and his teachings continue to inspire and inform spiritual seekers of all backgrounds. One of the central concepts in Luria's theology is Tzimtzum, which refers to the idea that God contracted or withdrew in order to create a space for the universe to exist. Before creation, God's infinite light filled all of existence. However, in order to create the universe, God had to make room for it by contracting his light, creating a void or empty space in the process. This concept allows for the possibility of creation, as it creates a space in which the universe can exist. However, it also raises important theological questions, such as why God would need to contract his light in order to create the universe, and what role human beings play in this process. Another key concept in Luria's theology is the Sephirot, which refers to the 10 divine attributes or emanations that God created after the process of the voluntary withdrawal. The Sephirot were arranged in a complex system of relationships, and that the interactions between them shaped the universe as we know it. The 10 Sephirot are usually represented as a tree-like diagram known as the Tree of Life. They are arranged in 3 columns, representing different aspects of God's nature. The right column represents the attributes of mercy, the left column represents the attributes of severity, and the center column represents the balance between the two. The Sephirot also have corresponding qualities or virtues associated with them. For example, the first Sephirah, Keter, represents God's infinite light and wisdom, while the second Sephirah, Chokmah, represents God's creative power and inspiration. The third Sephirah, Binah, represents God's understanding and judgment. The Sephirot were not static entities, but rather were constantly interacting and influencing each other. The interactions between the Sephirot were responsible for creating the universe and shaping human consciousness. One of Luria's most important teachings about the Sephirot was the concept of the breaking of the vessels. According to this idea, the Sephirot were originally arranged in vessels that were too small to contain their infinite light. As a result, the vessels shattered, and the Sephirot became scattered throughout the universe. This breaking of the vessels was seen as a major catastrophe that created chaos and disorder in the world. Unlike most Judaism, Luria's theology also included the concept of Gilgul, or reincarnation. He believed that the soul of an individual could be reincarnated in multiple lifetimes, each one providing an opportunity to rectify any spiritual flaws or shortcomings from previous lifetimes. The purpose of reincarnation was to allow the soul to complete its mission in the world, which was to bring healing and wholeness to the universe. He believed that each soul had a unique role to play in this process, and that reincarnation provided multiple opportunities for the soul to fulfill its purpose. Luria also taught that reincarnation was not a punishment, but rather a gift from God. He believed that each lifetime presented new opportunities for growth and spiritual advancement, and that the soul could continue to make progress towards its ultimate goal of Tikkun Olam, or the repair of the world. Overall, Luria emphasized the interconnectedness of all things. Isaac Luria's theology about the soul is central to this interconnectedness and his overall mystical system, which emphasizes the concept of Tikkun Olam, or the repair of the world. Luria believed that the soul is a complex entity that is composed of different levels or aspects. The human soul has 3 main components: the lowest, the middle, and the highest. The lowest aspect of the soul is associated with the physical body and the animalistic aspects of human nature. The middle aspect of the soul and is associated with the emotions, passions, and moral character of the individual. The highest aspect of the soul is associated with the intellect, spiritual awareness, and divine consciousness. The soul is not a static entity, but is constantly evolving and changing over time. Each individual soul has a unique purpose or mission, which is determined by their past experiences and their relationship with God. As the soul progresses through different stages of spiritual growth, it becomes more refined and attuned to the divine will. One of the key aspects of Luria's teaching about the soul is the concept of the Shekinah, which is the divine feminine aspect of God. Luria saw it as a powerful force that connects the physical world with the spiritual realm, and believed that the soul's ultimate goal is to reunite with this divine presence. Overall, Luria's teaching about the soul emphasizes the importance of spiritual growth and the individual's relationship with God. He saw the soul as a dynamic and evolving entity that is constantly striving to achieve greater levels of spiritual awareness and connection with the divine. Isaac Luria's teachings about the nature of evil are complex and nuanced as his teachings about the soul, but they can be summarized in a few key points. First, Luria believed that evil is not a separate force or entity, but rather a result of the absence of God. God created the world by emanating His divine light into vessels, but the vessels were unable to contain the full intensity of the light and shattered. This resulted in the scattering of sparks of divine light throughout the universe. The purpose of creation is to repair the vessels and gather the scattered sparks of light, in a process known as the repair of the world. However, Luria taught that this process is not easy, and that evil arises when the sparks of divine light become trapped in physical matter and are unable to be reunited with their source. This causes a distortion of the divine light, creating a kind of shadow or negativity that we experience as evil. Luria also believed that evil is a necessary aspect of creation, because it provides the opportunity for spiritual growth. By confronting and overcoming evil, humans are able to refine their souls and draw closer to primordial source. The existence of evil is a kind of test, designed to challenge humans to use their free will to choose the good and thereby repair the world. Another important aspect of Luria's teaching about evil is the concept of the kelipot, or husks. The kelipot are a kind of shell or covering that surrounds the sparks of divine light and prevents them from being reunited with their source. Luria believed that the kelipot are not inherently evil, but rather are neutral entities that can be transformed through the process of tikkun. By confronting and transforming the kelipot, humans are able to draw out the divine sparks trapped within them and bring them closer to their ultimate goal of reunification with the primordial light. Overall, Luria's teaching about the nature of evil emphasizes the idea that evil is not an independent force, but rather a distortion of the divine light that arises from the limitations of the physical world. However, Luria also saw evil as a necessary aspect of creation, designed to challenge humans to use their free will to choose the good and thereby refine their souls and draw closer to God. In Lurianic Kabbalah, the concept of spiritual light is central to understanding the nature of God, the cosmos, and the soul. Luria taught that God is the source of infinite light, and that this light is the basis of all creation. However, this light is so intense that it cannot be fully contained by any vessel, and so it must be transmitted in stages, through a series of emanations. Luria believed that there are 4 levels of spiritual light, or worlds, that are arranged in descending order of intensity. The physical world is a reflection of the spiritual worlds, and that the goal of human existence is to ascend through these levels of spiritual light and return to the source. This process of ascent is known as the repair of the cosmos, and it involves gathering the scattered sparks of divine light that are trapped in the lower spheres and returning them to their source. Luria taught that the human soul is a spark of such divine light that descends into the physical world in order to participate in the repair of the cosmos. The goal of the soul is to refine itself through spiritual practice and to help repair the world by gathering and elevating the sparks of divine light that are scattered throughout creation. Overall, Luria's teachings on spiritual light emphasize the idea that the cosmos is infused with divine energy, and that the goal of human existence is to awaken to this reality and participate in the ongoing process of spiritual transformation and repair. By aligning oneself with the flow of spiritual light and working to elevate the world, humans can achieve a deep sense of connection with God and contribute to the ongoing evolution of the cosmos. The purpose of human existence is to participate in the ongoing process of tikkun, or the repair and transformation of the world. Here are a few pieces of advice from Luria on how to live a good life. Seek connection with God. The ultimate goal of human existence is to cultivate a deep connection with God. This connection can be achieved through spiritual practice, such as prayer, meditation, and acts of kindness and charity. By aligning oneself with the divine will, humans can experience a profound sense of purpose and meaning in life. Practice self-reflection. By examining one's thoughts and actions, humans can identify areas where they need to improve and work to refine themselves. Through self-reflection, humans can cultivate virtues such as humility, compassion, and kindness. Embrace the beauty of the world. The physical world is infused with divine energy, and humans should appreciate and enjoy the beauty of the natural world. By connecting with the beauty of creation, humans can deepen their connection with God and experience a sense of awe and wonder. Pursue justice and compassion. Humans have a responsibility to work towards the betterment of the world and to alleviate the suffering of others. By working for justice and compassion, humans can contribute to the ongoing process of the repair of the cosmos and bring the world closer to its ultimate perfection. Overall, Luria's advice on the good life emphasizes the importance of cultivating a deep connection with God, engaging in spiritual practice, practicing self-reflection, appreciating the beauty of the world, and pursuing justice and compassion. By living a life guided by these principles, Luria believed that humans can achieve a sense of fulfillment, purpose, and meaning. Isaac Luria's legacy is therefore significant and far-reaching. His teachings had a profound impact on mysticism and continue to influence spiritual seekers to this day. Here are a few ways in which Luria's legacy has been felt. His mystical system, known as Lurianic Kabbalah, is one of the most influential forms of Jewish mysticism. Luria's teachings on the nature of God, the soul, and the purpose of creation continue to be studied and debated by scholars and spiritual seekers alike. His emphasis on the concept of the repair of the world has had a lasting impact on Jewish thought and practice. The idea that humans have a responsibility to work towards the betterment of the world has become a central theme in modern ethical and social justice teachings. He had a significant impact on the development of Hasidism, a mystical movement that emerged in Eastern Europe in the 18th century. Lurianic Kabbalah has had a significant impact on Western esotericism and has been embraced by spiritual seekers outside of the Jewish tradition. Luria's teachings on the nature of God, the soul, and the cosmos continue to inspire new forms of mystical inquiry and spiritual practice. In summary, Isaac Luria's legacy is vast and multifaceted. His teachings continue to influence mysticism, philosophy, and ethics, and have also had a broader impact on spiritual seekers around the world. Luria's emphasis on the concept of the world as a place of ongoing repair and transformation continue to resonate with seekers seeking spiritual growth and meaning.